Hello everyone, so in this lecture we're going to be talking about best Kali Linux tool for password cracking. So let's first talk about online password attacks. So online password attacks involve password guessing attempts for network services that use a username and password authentication scheme. This includes services such as HTTP, SSH, VNC, FTP, SNMP and also POP3, and also there are others. So in order to be able to automate a password attack against a given network service, we must be able to generate authentication request for the specific protocol in use by that service. Fortunately for us, tools such as Hydra, Medusa, Encrack, and even Metaxploit have built-in a handling of many network protocols that uses the authentication schemes. So Hydra, Medusa and Encrack. So these three tools are probably the most popular for performing password security audits. They each have their own strengths and weaknesses that can handle various protocols effectively, and also each of those tools operate in a manner similar to each other. But to be sure and to take the time to learn about these characteristics of each one. So let's first talk about the HTTP brute force. So Medusa is intended to be speedy and massively parallel, modular and also login brute forcer. So this is an example of brute forcing attack using Medusa and initiated against a HTTP access protected by web dictionary. So it's how to use Medusa, it's pretty easy. Just use the Medusa command on your Kali Linux. So all of those are built in. So Medusa tool is also built in, and just initiate the target machine. Then minus u means it will get you the username, and minus p means it will get you the password file, and this password file will be in a text file or in a text file and into this root directory, because there wasn't set any directory. So this password file will be saved in a default directory, which is root directory, and this will show as the HTTP, and as you can see the account found as user is admin and password is backup to into this machine using Medusa. So now let's talk about RDP brute force. So built by the creator of Nmap. So Encrack is a high-speed network authentication cracking, which is the cracking tool, and the Encrack tool is one of the few tools that is able to brute force the Windows RDP protocol reliably and also quickly. So as you can see, pretty easy. Encrack user as previously, OPSEC and password for password file into RDP means this is the machine that will be focused on using Encrack. So this is the file, and as you can see, discover credential on this attack machine is offset, because we are only covering for the username. The SMTP brute force. THC Hydra is another powerful online password cracker under active development and is worth knowing that all. It can be used to crack a variety of protocol authentication schemes, including SNMP. So just use Hydra -p for password, and this will save the password in a password file text, and then this is the target machine IP, and this is the SNMP tool. So pretty easy. It will show you the login and password will be the manager. So that's, as you can see, pretty easy. So now let's talk about the SSH brute force. So Hydra can also used for brute forcing SSH. So As you can see, Hydra is using for password file same as the target machine and also the SSH. So you don't need to do anything at all. Your host machine is, as you can see, the login password is root and the password will be the Tor. So now let's talk about the account lookouts and log alerts. So by their nature, online password brute force attacks are noisy, and multiple failed login attempts will usually generate logs and warning on the target system. So in some cases, the target system may be set to lock out account with a predefined number of failed login attempts. This could be distorts outcoming during a penetration testing, as valid user may be unable to access the service with their credential until a administrator re-enables their account. So keep this in mind before blindly running brute force attack. So you have to remind this one. Choosing the right protocol, which is speed versus reward. Depending on the protocol and the password cracking tool, one common option is to speed up the brute force attack and is to increase the number of login threads. However, in some cases such as RDP and SMB, increasing the number of threads may not be possible due to the protocol restriction, and that making the password guessing process relatively slow. So on top of this, protocol authentication negotiation of a protocol such as RDP are more time consuming, and they say the HTTP, which is slow down the attack of this protocol even more. However, while brute forcing the RDP protocol, it may be slower process than HTTP, but a successful attack on RDP would often provide a bigger reward. The hidden art behind this online brute forcing attack is to choosing your target and then user list and also the password files. So carefully you have to choose these targets, user file and password file, and then intelligently before initializing the task or attack. So that's all about the tools that we talked for online password cracking.